Hello and welcome to Daily Downloads with Better Days Healing. I'm your host, Lizy, and this is the series finale for Daily Downloads for Series 1. I hope you have enjoyed listening over the last 10 days because it's been an absolute pleasure to download for you. Once again, my dog is snoring on my knee, so if you do hear weird noises, it's just him being super cute. Anyway, let's hop into the final download. And today's download is about something many of us struggle with, but few of us talk about this through a spiritual lens. We're talking about weight, but we're not just talking about physical weight, it's more the spiritual weight, the kind that sits in your chest, your stomach, your hips, and whispers stories louder than any mirror ever could. But before we dive in, I just want to say this isn't an excuse to eat your feelings, and I'm not a doctor. So if something doesn't feel right in your body, please go and see one. This is about the energetic and emotional layers many of us never got taught to recognize. So, some people carry pain like armor. It shows up as extra weight, a protective layer. The body says, let me hold this for you, this grief, this betrayal, this fear, so you don't have to feel it all at once. Others, they vanish, they shrink, they lose weight and float above themselves. They become airy, detached, and light because they're ungrounded in their heads, and their heads are in the clouds, far from the body that holds too much. This isn't about food, it's about frequency. Your body keeps the score, but most importantly, your soul remembers. Unprocessed emotion doesn't disappear, it gets stored in your hips, in your gut, in your jaw, in your womb. That rage you never expressed, that love you never received, that trauma you never processed, it doesn't leave, it lives in you. Some gain weight as a spiritual form of insulation. They were never safe, so their body became a fortress. Others lose weight because they've been in survival mode for so long, their soul never fully landed in the body. You might hear people say, just eat healthier, or why don't you go to the gym? But how do you work out a wound that isn't physical? How do you diet away grief or sweat out abandonment? This isn't permission to bypass responsibility, but it's an invitation to understand. You don't have a weight problem, you have an energy problem. And your body is the most honest storyteller you will ever meet. Some people hoard pain through food. Others starve themselves for control. Some store ancestral trauma passed down through generations in the body like an emotional time capsule. And when they finally start to heal, the weight melts or the appetite returns because the soul is finally safe enough to come home. So let's go even deeper into this. Men and women often store spiritual weight differently. Men, you've seen it, skinny legs, smaller frame, and a big gut. That's not just food or beer, that's unprocessed anger, suppressed rage, all the things they were never allowed to say. They were told to be tough, not feel, not cry. So all those emotions found one place to live, right in the gut. Their emotional bomb shelter. It's protection until it turns into inflammation, heartburn, or that persistent heaviness that never ever fixes. And women, we hide our wounds in the softest places, the hips, the butt, the thighs, the womb, our emotional junk drawer, everything we weren't allowed to express, shoved down and hidden under curves. We inherited this, told to be polite, not to outshine anyone, and I know a lot of us have heard, just hold it together. And so we did. We held it all. Heartbreak, disappointment, unmet dreams, betrayal, and it shows up in our bodies like whispers from the soul. This isn't vanity, this is memory. So when you look in the mirror and ask why your body is changing, ask, what is it holding? not with shame, but with curiosity and with gentleness. Because healing doesn't start with yourself in the mirror, it starts in the heart and it lands in the body when the soul finally feels safe. This is generational. Many of us were raised to believe that suffering was noble, that the rest was lazy, and we must earn joy by first carrying pain. And so we did. We carried and carried until our bodies became libraries of stories we were never allowed to speak. But here's the truth. Your body is not your enemy. It is your ally. The shame isn't yours. The trauma isn't your fault. And the weight, whether too much or too little, is just a messenger. So ask it gently. What are you trying to tell me? Because you don't need to punish your body into healing. You need to love yourself and your body into remembrance. So here's today's reflection question. What emotion is your body still holding on to? And are you ready to let it go now? Don't force it. Just ask. The body will tell you, as it always does. You've been listening to Daily Downloads with Better Days Healing. I'm your host, Lizy, and remember, your body is sacred. It is a sacred archive and it doesn't lie. So love it, listen to it, and let it guide you home.